With focused menus, a user can tap on any widget and then a menu will pop up with additional information, so you can click on different kind of menu item. And this is what we want to build here for different items within our grid view. And the same thing can also apply for single views where you have one item and then you have here also a menu pop up. If you are new here, subscribe to my channel and make sure to watch this video till the end. Let's get started and add to this image here this pop-up menu. And therefore I simply have created here already this design, which I will also link in the description box of this video because I have created this design already in another video. And basically in this design we have here one big image, which is exactly here this method. And we simply now wrap here around it a new widget, which is called focused menu holder. And to access this widget, you need to go to your pub/spec YAML file and you need to add here this focused menu under your dependencies. Back in our menu widget, we can then add a background color, and this will be then the blur background color here. So in this case, we have here kind of a blue-gray color. However, you could also set here, for example, a white color or something else, which I will show you later. Then we need to set here mandatory and onPressed handler. So if we click on this image, then this is executed, and you can then decide if you want to open it with a tap, this menu, or with a long press. And if we have here true inside, then we can tap on it and then it opens the menu. However, if you have here false inside, then you need to do a long press on this image and then the image will open up. And lastly, we need to add all the items of our menu. So in this case, we have here favorite, bookmark, share and delete item. And every item has here an icon after it. And this is what we can create here within our menu items. And then you need to create here every time a focused menu item. And here inside you can set first of all a title, which is our text. Then we also can set a trailing icon, and this trailing icon will be displayed here every time at the end. After it, you can also set here an onPressed handler. So if we click later on one of these items in our menu, then this is executed. And in our case, we want to simply show a snack bar where we show this text here, selected favorite item. And now we create also the other items. So we create here bookmark item with a different icon. And also here the selected text is different. And we also create a share icon. And also we create here this delete menu. And in this case, we want to have here a different background color for our delete menu. And we also want to make the text and icon in a white color. And therefore I simply add here first of all the white color to our text. And we also add a white color to our icon. And lastly, we set then a different background color. And you can then set also this onPressed handler again. And now you simply need to press on this image and then you see that this menu will pop up. Like you can see right now, here is no space between our image and our menu. If you want to change it, then you can set here a menu offset. And this means that we have here 20 pixels between our image and our menu. And this looks then like this. You see the menu is going down, and on top of it, we have here some space. And if you put here too much space inside, then you see that he will not display this menu item properly. And this is here a special case because this item is really big, so he has no opportunity to put it here on top of this item. And therefore, you need to be careful about it if you have a large item which needs to be selected. Another thing what you can do is to change here the width of our pop-up. And therefore, you simply call here this menu width property. And then we get here basically the width of our whole screen. And we simply subtract from the width the padding. So we have here some space to the left. And we simply multiply it by 2 because we also have the same space on the right side. And now if I click here on this image, you see that our pop-up gets here the same width as our image. Now if I click here on this image, you see there is some animation going on. If you don't like it, you can also set here the duration to 0, and you can also set the animate menu items to false. and then there will be no animation anymore. So we click now on this item and you see there is no animation. Now we also want to create our focus menu here for many items, and therefore you can basically select here different images, and if you tap on it, then this menu will pop up. Therefore I have here a new widget, and here we have a grid view, and each of these items is built with this build card method. And each of these cards, if we click on it, then we want to add here basically our focused menu holder. And here inside we add then again the menu items like before, and I simply put here all the menu items inside which we have already created before. And what we also put here inside is this onPressed handler, which is mandatory, and we also open our menu every time if we do here a single tap, and not if we click here long pressed on this image. However, you can also set here false inside, and then this menu will open up with a long press. Again, like before, we want to get rid of the animations, therefore I set here this animation to false and also the animation duration to 0. And now if I click here on one of these items, you see here our menu, and we can also click on different items, and each of them will open here then the menu. And like you can see, if I select here this item at the bottom, then the menu will show here at the top, and if I select here this item, then the menu will show here at the bottom. And the menu will always try to put itself to the full visibility on our screen. Now we also can change again the width of our menu, so therefore you simply call this menu width, and we take here the half of our screen size. And now if I click here on this image, you see that our menu is smaller, and it only takes here 50% of our screen width. Again, you can also add here some space between the image and this menu, and therefore you have here again this menu offset, which I set to 12 pixels, so we have 12 pixels between the image and the menu. And this will look like this then, so we have always some space between our image and the menu. What you also can do is to increase here the height of each individual menu item, and therefore you set here the menu item extent, and here I set it to 50 pixels. And now if I click here, you see there is a slightly change. However, you can also put here a higher value inside. And now you see that we have here much more space for our items. If we have here an item selected, you see we have here every time a background color of black, and it is also blurred. And this is also what we can change. Therefore, you simply call here this background color, and then you can set here a different background color, for example, white. And now if I click on one of these items, you see that the background color is white instead. And you see also that here in the background it is blurred. If you don't like this effect, then you can also set here the blur size to 0, and by default it is at 4. And if you do this, you see that we have here no blurred background. However, you can also increase it here, so instead of 4, which is the default value, you can also set here a higher value inside. And then we have here a more blurred background. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel here to get the latest news about Flutter, and see you soon. Bye!